Okay, Meredith. So this is your little interview for your homework for school, for your learning log.
Okay.
And your homework is to talk about or to write about your favourite book.
Yeah.
So we're going to make a little video as well, aren't we?
Yeah.
So do you want to tell me what your favourite book is?
My favourite book is My Sister Jodie by Jacqueline Wilson.
Okay. Do you want to tell me a little bit about the plot then? I haven't read this book.
Okay, so basically, there's this girl called Pearl, and she has an older sister called Jodie, and Pearl is a really good girl, but then Jodie's really tall, and she is really rebellious, and she likes to go off and she's a bit cheeky. And then they move to this boarding school where there is lots of places that you can go and explore, but Jodie doesn't really like it there. But then one day she finds a room at the top of the tower, and there's rumours going around that there's a ghost in there. But so Jodie wanted to find out about it. But then on bonfire night, it gets really sad because Jodie's at the top, and then she actually goes to the top of the tower while everyone's watching the fireworks, and she leans out of because there's a small window. She leans out of the window, but then she falls and she dies. Yeah, and then they have a funeral, but it's really sad at the end.
That's the ending.
Yeah, the end. But then the last words are so sad, and it's just we will never forget my sister Jodie, and it's so sad.
Goodness me, it does sound a bit sad.
Yeah.
So you said that this was a book by Jacqueline Wilson.
Yes.
Do you know any other of her books?
I have quite a lot. Some of my other ones that I really like are Best Friends, and then starring Tracy Beaker, and also The Dumping Ground, which is like a second part to Tracy Beaker. So yeah, I like a lot of other ones.
Okay. You've read a lot of other books, but you've decided on this one and on Jacqueline Wilson. Why have you chosen Jacqueline Wilson ahead of some of the other authors that you like?
Well, it's just I like David Walliams and Roald Dahl, but first of all, the reason I didn't choose Roald Dahl is because I wanted to do someone that was alive and not dead. Because, and then David Walliams, I'm not really sure why I chose David Walliams. I just saw that quite a few people would probably be doing it. And also, this is one of my favourite books. And it would just be really hard to choose out of David Walliams because they're all really funny and really good, and I really like them. But then it's a bit... And also, David Walliams is on loads of TV shows, so I didn't want to do someone very famous. I wanted to do someone who wasn't as famous as the rest.
You talked about the character of Jodie being quite rebellious.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me some of the things she does or some of the things she says?
Well, so the main thing that she did, which was I would never do, and I'm sure no one would do, but she used to have blonde hair and plaits, and then she did get teased, so it's quite understandable, but she went and she dyed her hair permanently like bright red, orange, and then she got 5 piercings down her ear, all loops, and then also she starts to call her mother a witch, or apparently something worse, and then she goes out and she bunks off school and she smokes.
Oh my goodness gracious me.
But then it actually says, so there are these 3 girls in her school, and I can't remember their names, but they're like really tough. But Jodie just wants to be friends with her, so they're actually leading her astray and saying, "Oh, let's go and smoke, let's go and bunk off." But she doesn't actually like smoking, and she doesn't like the chips that they go and get. So, but she's just doing them to be friends. But the worst thing probably is she went to a club
yes.
and with them, and then she kissed a boy, and she danced with a lot of them. But the worst thing was she got drunk.
Oh,
but then her
goodness.
mother actually treats her really badly because she came home and then she was just a bit drunk. She wasn't that drunk, but her mother slapped her in the cheek.
Oh my
And it went to a
goodness.
scarlet.
This is a very dramatic book.
Yeah, and Jodie actually likes her dad, and her dad really likes Jodie, so they're like the main ones. But then Pearl doesn't like the way that Jodie's mum is treating Jodie, and she feels really sorry for her. But Pearl absolutely loves Jodie. They're best friends, and And at first, Jodie didn't want to go to Melchester College. It's called Melchester College, where they go. But Pearl wanted to, and she started crying because she thought that she would have to go without Jodie. But then,
Why did they have to go to Melchester College?
well, they didn't. So Jodie's mum and dad, they didn't really think that she was getting enough education at Moorcraft because they just let them run wild. And they wanted to go somewhere new where she could actually learn. And also there's an advertiser, so her mum gets a new job there as the chef, and then the dad is the caretaker. So it all works out. And they find a friend called Harley, and then Pearl and Harley, he's a boy, they go badger watching, and they see badgers, and that bit's really cute, and you see a picture of them, and it's so cute. Yeah.
Why do you think Jodie behaves in those ways?
Well, at the start, I feel like it's because, it's not really her. I feel like it's her friends that are leading her astray, because ever since she went to Moorcraft, she was getting teased, so that's why she dyed her hair, and she became really, tough and stuff, and a really big tomboy. And then she got friends with them, and they started saying stuff. And then in the book it says Jodie was speaking, and she told Pearl that she said, if you stay with the three girls, I can't remember their names, you're laughing, but if you go off, you're crying. So it's obvious that they're very rough.
Oh, goodness.
And they're very persuasive and stuff, because they persuaded her to smoke, and not many people would actually do that.
A final question is, who is the narrator of the book?
One second. I think
Let's have a little read, if you want, of the opening, and we might be able to work it out.
1 second. It's Pearl. Pearl is, because it says Jodie. It was the first word I ever said like that.
So Pearl is the narrator.
Yeah.
It's in the first person.
Yeah. But then what I like about the setting is on every page it gives you a picture about it, and then it says the best phrase that's in it.
Oh, yes.
So this is where they find out about Melchester College. It says, I told you so, said Mum triumphantly. And then that's a picture of them all. There's Jodie. Oh, and also she wants to get a tattoo. So she draws...
I know someone else who does that.
Who could that be? I wonder.
Okay, that's wonderful. Thank you very much.
Okay. Yeah.
See you soon.
Bye.